We'll have more fashion later in the programme. In the meantime, what we decided this programme needed was a resident cookery expert. Well, here's one we prepared earlier. Sean Shinners, you're very welcome to the programme.
Thank you, Mike.
Sean, you've rattled some pots and pans in some very famous restaurants over the years.
I have indeed, Michael. I worked for the Hilton Hotel in the United States for a couple of years, and Radisson Hotel in Denver, Colorado in the States, and quite a few hotels in Europe and in Ireland.
So you've been around?
You could say that, yes.
Is there a particular kind of cuisine that you specialise in?
Not really, Michael, not really. I like to dabble in most cuisines. You can never know too much about any cuisine, so I like to learn as much as I can as about every cuisine, you know.
So you're an all-rounder?
Basically, yes.
And what are you going to prepare on this week's programme?
Well, this week's programme, Michael, I was thinking of doing just a simple and quick 3-course meal, starting with a melon starter, chicken main course, and a nice ice cream selection for dessert.
It sounds gorgeous. I'm looking forward to it. Right now you're going to go and select your ingredients in Quinsworth. I'll see you later.
Okay, we'll see you then, Mike. As you can see, we've got a large variety of melons here: watermelons, honeydew melons, cantaloupe melons, Augean melons, and they're all various different tastes and flavours. For my dish, I'm going to personally pick this melon. It's an Augean melon, or sometimes known as a cantaloupe. And when choosing a melon like this, it's always good to press the end of the melon with both tongues, and to get a piece of clay on it, and it's a bit loose, but not too loose, and smell it, and get that ripe smell, then you know you've got a nice juicy melon to start with. So for my starter, I'm going to choose this particular melon. Now, here we are at the poultry department in Quinsworth. As you can see, there's a varied selection of different poultries, and as you know, we're here to pick out a chicken. So here is what I consider a nice chicken for the dish we were about to do. When choosing a chicken, you look for nice, white, fresh skin, which is a pure indication of freshness immediately. You need a plump breast, because we're using the breast for the dish, and we will not be using the legs. We may use them for something else in some other programs. We'll see. But we're going to pick out this chicken, I think. Nice size and perfect for exactly what we want. Now here we are for our dessert selection. Haagen-Dazs ice cream, known all over the world, capital cities of the world, and now they're here in Limerick, in Quinsworth, in Arthur's Quay. Possibly the most beautiful ice cream in the world that I personally have ever tasted anyway. Italians are renowned for their ice cream making, but I know a lot of Italians who actually eat Haagen-Dazs ice cream every Sunday for their dessert, if not other days. So I've chosen a selection of 3 of these Haagen-Dazs ice creams to put together for our dessert. I'm going to go for coffee, chocolate chip and strawberry, and do a different arrangement. So that's our dessert for today. Today's starter, we're going to start with melon. I have 2 melons here. I'm going to do 2 different types of melon dishes. I'm going to do a melon gondola and a melon crown. Now for the first melon dish is melon gondola. We can take the end off like this and the end off like that. Stand our melon upright, put it straight down the centre into 2 halves, like so. As you can see, it's a lovely juicy melon. Cutting in as close to the skin as possible without actually penetrating the skin. Then you take a little cut across without penetrating the skin, and again 2, 3. Then again, you can make these thin, you can make them thick, you can make as many slices out of them as you want. The more the merrier actually, because the more you do, the more attractive they are. Then you put 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, and here you go. That's how your melon gondola should start looking. The next thing, we get an orange, and we cut a very nice thin slice down like that the whole way through. Put on the side, 1 toothpick. This is going to be your sail on your gondola. Toothpick in, catch a cherry in the centre like so, over with your sail, close, and into the centre of your melon gondola to complete your melon gondola, which should look like so. Now, you can always colour it up a little bit more, a little few chocolate chips if you want to, whatever pleases you. Now, we've already done our melon gondola, so we've got another Augean melon here, which is quite a nice melon. Nice and soft, a bit of give in the centre, nice ripe smell. So what we're going to do now is what's called a melon crown. Once again, we'll take the ends off, reason being this time it's so it stands at the end when you're finished with it. Get your knife and you cut a V shape into the centre like so, about halfway through. You continue this process the whole way around the melon. Now there's your melon crown. Once again, you got your seeds. You got to get rid of your seeds, which, as I say, can be dried and eaten. You can fill it up with different things. If you can fill it with fresh fruit, you can cut around. You can get a Parisian cutter, which is a round cutter, make ball shapes out of it, put it back in again. But for the time being, just for the television, as we have a nice little orange here on the sides, we popped a little orange on top like that. Isn't that a nice starter there now? So now you've got your melon crown, you've got your melon gondola. So 2 nice choices of melon as your starter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our main course, our chicken, okay? Put this aside. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chicken breast off, because at the moment they are the only parts of the chicken we are using. In some other programs we will use legs. To start with, lay the chicken on its side, get your carving knife in there like that, turn it around, break the bone, and that's 1 leg off, see? Do the same on the opposite side, turn the leg in, break the bone, and that's 2 legs off, okay? Then you turn the chicken around, get the skin from the top, put it back like that as the breast is exposed. As soon as the breast is exposed, you get your knife down the very center bone like that, put it down the edge, open up the breast. As you see, you got a small little bone here, put the knife in there, down like that, and that's 1 breast gone off. You turn it around, flip it to the side, there's the wing, you take out the wing bone like that, put that to the side, just a bit of fat there. Take off the fat, you don't need that. So you got a full breast of chicken. What we're going to do to make the chicken cook quicker is we're going to split the breast of chicken right down the center like that into what's called a fan, a chicken fan. So 1 onion, finely diced, 2 breasts of chicken, and they are the ingredients for your main courses. Well, the main ingredients. There will be others, as you will see. Okay, first of all, we get a nice knob of butter or margarine, whichever you may prefer, into the hot pan. Make sure your pan is nice and hot, as in cooking all items. Always have a hot pan. You always get better results in the end, especially if you're doing crepes, omelets, things like that. No point in having a non-stick pan and putting food onto it when it's cold. So a nice hot pan there. Now, I take my breast of chicken into flour. Nice piece of flour onto the pan. As you can see, it sizzles. As you can see, these breasts are coming along nicely now. You might want to turn them like so. So you've got the 2 breasts turned. Next thing, you add a nice piece of finely chopped onion, as we chopped earlier on. The finer the onion, the nicer. You don't want too much, you don't want too little. Just enough to give the ambience and flavour of the onion. Next thing now, you need a nice piece of heat. So the pan now might flame actually, so don't be alarmed. It sometimes happens. Now, as you see, the flour from the chicken is thickening the wine and the onions. We've got plenty of flavour there. Now we'll add a nice serving of fresh cream, like so. What we're going to do then is let that reduce. As you see it bubbling here at the centre. Between the thickness of the cream, the flour that was on the chicken, they're going to reduce down now into a nice cream sauce. I'll just turn the gas down a little here. For the final touch on this, we're going to add some Knorr all-purpose aromat seasoning, which is a beautifully distinct flavour, can be used on all meats, poultry, fishes, sauces, soups. Now, that, ladies and gentlemen, is scallopini di pollo. Quite easy, quite simple, quite quick, and believe you me, quite tasty. And now for our piece de resistance, or dessert. I've got a beautiful frosted glass here. You just place it in water, put it in your freezer 5 to 10 minutes, it'll frost over lovely. And we've got our selection of Haagen-Dazs ice creams here. We've got chocolate chip. So we go to the centre of to get a nice scoop of chocolate chip in here. In the centre, beautiful. As you can see, it's melting quite quickly under the strength of the camera lights. Next, we've got coffee. Put a piece at the side here. Cameraman just can't wait for this dessert to be finished. I can see him already. And we put a little piece of strawberry to the side. Okay? So we've got a beautiful selection of 3 desserts there. And if you can like, you can just few chocolate chips just to colour it round. So this is our dessert for today. We've got our melon gondola, our melon crown. We've got a nice fresh tossed salad, and our main course scallopini di pollo, and a nice selection of Haagen-Dazs ice creams for dessert. So, all that's left to do, ladies and gentlemen. Happy cooking.